for that ability going up against a guy as versatile as Kevin Love.
Indeed, Nerlens, especially on the defensive end, very used to running to the rim. This league now is all about the stretch fours, as they call them, the power forwards that shoot from the outside. And Stauskas is Kevin Love, averaging just under 12 rebounds thus far. And of course, he suffered that separated shoulder in the first round of the playoffs last year. Hits the jump shot.
Motion, cross screening, and bodies flying.
Stauskas all the way to the cup for two, and the Sixers' first bucket after missing their first four.
And what you like about that from Stauskas is we know about his prowess from shooting beyond the arc. To be able to put the ball on the floor makes defenders have to play him, honestly, a tougher guard.
In Washington. Jeremy Grant for the first time. Nerlens Noel taking a seat. Nick Stauskas is out. Hollis Thompson for the first time. Thompson, the starter in the first two games. Covington comes up with a turnover. The third for the Cavaliers already.
And for a guy who's coming off of injury and not having played, Covington looking pretty spry thus far.
Okafor, averaging 18 over his first two games, had 26 his NBA debut Wednesday. Robert Covington, good to see him back, the third-year player out of Tennessee State. What a find for the Sixers last year. He's in the D-League when the Sixers scooped him up. Turned out to be a very good three-point shooter. Brilliantly done. TJ
category, but again, no surprise. Sixers up 5 because they are holding on to the basketball.
TJ McConnell for the first time as Varejao failing with a hot potato. Here are the Sixers by 7. Okafor rolling in, and he throws down.
Good play.
You think LeBron perhaps had one approach to this game as he beautifully got it into Delo.
Shuffled as he faces up. Referees did not call that. Called a ladder foul on the defense.
On Grant specifically his first. Mo Williams delivering two with the left hand. Mo Williams.
His head on a swivel mark, finding his teammates. 4 assists thus far.
Was a fifth-year senior when he led a very good University of Arizona team to a 34-4 mark. Losing eventually to Wisconsin in the regional finals in the NCAAs. There's a guy who won it all last year with Duke, Jahlil Okafor, spinning and scoring.
Well, people remember TJ McConnell from his days at Arizona, but very few remember the fact that he started his collegiate career in the state of Pennsylvania at Duquesne. Wasn't until, Jim Perry gets there, and then he decides to transfer.
Okafor blocking James. Love for 3, failing on that, so their misery continues from beyond. And here's McConnell. You're right, his head is on a swivel. Okafor against the 7-footer Mozgov. Gets by him, but Mozgov had the final word. McConnell took it away from James, and no. Here the Sixers by 10. The Cavs 1 for 9 from beyond. Josh Harris, of course, a co-managing owner of the Sixers. Okafor against Love. Bumps and grinds with him and has his way. Feasting is Jahlil Okafor.
You said it, Mark. That's just a guy who made up his mind that...
As Mo Williams laces a 3. Williams with 13 to pace everybody in the game.
I would imagine before this night's over, number 23 in white will be heard from. Right now, he's engaging, making sure his teammates get involved.
Meantime, James, the lob for Thompson. Sampson picks up 2 with the left hand. Sixers with 19 field goals in the game already, matching their total. Their home opener the other night against the Utah Jazz.
What a difference 48 hours makes, huh, partner?
Yeah. James with a head of steam just lays it in and out of bounds. And for right now, the Sixers maintain that 2-point advantage, up by as many as 15. The Cavaliers' last lead coming about halfway through the first. Stauskas with Mozgov, the 7-footer looming. Now you see the Cavaliers just picking it up on the defensive end of the floor, and that time Williams does get 2. and he needs 11 for 25,000 for his career. Okafor against Mazdov. I need a guy who just get me a bucket. Maybe Okafor turns out to be that guy.
He's certainly going to try and see whether or not it works out for him. Of course, him being Brett Brown and the Sixers organization, yeah, they're going to try and see what they have. Hopefully, they'll have an answer from time to time.
Robert Covington now in charge of LeBron James, and again, all hands on deck. Jefferson. James coming in the first 3 games averaging 34, well below his career average of 39. And number 9, Jared Cunningham has come on. Jeremy Grant twisting in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, my man. Back up to you.
Molly, we thank you.
Wait. Well, what? Here, crab fries? So I'm new here. So
Thompson snuffing out Isaiah Cannon. Here are the Cavaliers by 8. Williams, the lob for Thompson, who throws it down.
All that's going on without LBJ, LeBron James out on the floor. Cavaliers nonetheless turning the corner on all pick and rolls and being very aggressive, trying to get to the basket, daring the defense to stop them.
Cavaliers their largest lead at 10. Noel going to his left where he is most. Yep, he's hot all right. Jones off the bench, delivering 3 threes at as many tries. Only 4 minutes of action. And now the Cavaliers their largest lead at 12 and seemingly climbing. You tell Cleveland has really ratcheted things up on the defensive end as Stauskas, his percent of their shots in that opening quarter. 90 seconds to play here in the third. Stauskas with double vision. LeBron James back off the bench. And many came percent of their shots in that opening quarter. 90 seconds to play here in the third. Stauskas with double vision. LeBron James back off the bench. And many came. Stauskas hits a pair. The Sixers dead last by far in the NBA in free throw shooting last year, over 83% in this game. James continues to assert himself. Great start in this one. LeBron James and company coming on, however. LeBron, by the way, not only 5 away from 25,000 for his career, but 3 rebounds away from a triple-double. Sixers start the fourth quarter with Isaiah Cannon, Nick Stauskas in the backcourt. Okafor, Noel, and Hollis Thompson up front as Stauskas buries it. Okafor and Tristan Thompson yet again. Okafor just barging in and using his girth on Thompson. 22 for Jahlil Okafor. Sixers down 7.
He's got one in.
LeBron James, his company. Dellavedova for James. Wow! 24,999 points. And that windmill was something to see again and again.
And even Brett Brown had to go over and slap him on the butt. Acknowledge the greatness that is the king. Let's take a look at it again. Thought he traveled at the beginning. Gives the ball up, gets it back. Boom! Cavaliers in transition. Sixers, really not a lot of answers. Right now, the Cavaliers finding the way to get this lead up 11 in the fourth. To think that someone like that can sit back in the weeds, so to speak, and then when needed turns it on in an instant and has the answer. Pretty impressive.
Wow. The lob for James, and there it is. Missing the 3, and now the Cavaliers seemingly in control, led by this guy. Jefferson wide open for 3, and down it goes. No surprise, LeBron James in the middle of everything. There's the great start. They had a 1-for-7 start to this game from the floor. Then they hit 11 of 13. Had a 21-3 run to end the first. They led 34-19 at one point in the first half. By halftime, the Cavaliers were on the comeback trail. And after 3, Cleveland led by 10. And now up 18 is LeBron.
Just wrestling with him to no avail. He uses his quickness and gets around the offensive play. And not moving, and it's Holmes who's kind of, again, using that speed and quickness to get around him and make him a little uncomfortable, that time leading to the violation.
And there is
particular the second half, that his individual goal was getting in the way or distraction for the team's win, which is the ultimate goal collectively coming into this building tonight.
Jeremy Grant sweeping in and scoring. It is, by the way, a 10-point game with 2 and change to play. The Sixers with 11 unanswered points, and if you're David Blatt, your shoes starting to feel a little tight.
And as always, whatever the score might be, Mark, the Sixers never say die.
Day after the Sixers scored 90 or more, get 50% off the regular online menu price at Papa John's. Use the promo code Sixers at papajohns.com. Rashawn Holmes, the definitive block.
It may have been more of a volleyball spike that time. Take a look at it again. With sound. Nonetheless, an honor to have played against some of those guys, and to think that for a small part, I had a role. Incredibly grateful as well.